Hey there guys, so Jarrel Miller has called out Joyce. This is what Jarrel Miller had to say in one of his videos on social media. Someone is getting their heads taken off. I hear, what's his name? Joyce wants to fight. Tell that boy he don't want no smoke with me at all. Send me the paperwork, Joyce wants some work. So that is what Jarrel Miller has had to say about Joyce. Because remember, Joyce is now looking for an opponent after Ajit Caballero withdrew from a potential bout with Joyce. Joyce did call out Alexander Povetkin after Povetkin's win over Hughie Fury, so that is a possibility for Joyce. Also, Carlos Takam could be a choice for Joyce, but ultimately Jarrel Miller has thrown his hat into the mix because he's counting down the days until his WBA suspension is up. Now, nothing is going to stop Jarrel Miller from fighting anyway, no suspension, because he can just go and fight under another governing body. So Jarrel Miller is not suspended, only by the WBA. So as long as the bout is not sanctioned by the WBA, he is clear to fight, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. But anyway, Joyce would entertain the idea of fighting Jarrel Miller. This is what Joyce had to say in a tweet in response to Jarrel Miller. As long as you are clean, I'm going to F you up. At Frank Warren TV, make this happen. Hashtag the Juggernaut. Now, I don't know about you guys, but my prediction for this fight is that Joyce would easily beat Jarrel Miller. I don't rate Jarrel Miller at all. Even before he got popped for drugs, I didn't rate him. I thought Anthony Joshua was going to absolutely smash him. Because in this fight with Bogdan Dinu, he was trying to be clever and showboating, and he was trying to slip and slide shots and showboat, but he was still getting hit with those shots. He was still getting caught, even though he was trying to bob and weave them. Because he's so fat and ridiculous, he couldn't even use lateral movement to move out the way of the shots because his rolls of fat wouldn't allow him to do so. So Joyce would easily walk through Jarrel Miller, so it's an easy night's work for Joyce. But should Joyce give him that opportunity? Because Jarrel Miller, he is a disgrace for boxing. He says he's had a hard time because he got popped for drugs. What about boxing? Boxing has had a hard time because he's a part of it. I mean, everyone deserves a second chance, and eventually, maybe he should have a second chance, but he needs to show some remorse and ramification for what he has done. And he hasn't. He's had a 6-month ban from the WBA, and he's allowed to fight, because as long as the fight is not sanctioned by the WBA, he is clear to fight. So anyway, in my opinion, Jarrel Miller should not have this opportunity, but if he does, then Joyce will absolutely hammer him, I think. They should have that fight in the UK if it does happen, because Joyce will have a lot of fan support, and no matter where Jarrel Miller goes, he's not going to be the home fighter anyway. Even in the US, he's going to get booed, because, as I said, he has done boxing no favours by what he has done, and especially considering he shows no remorse for what he has done. It was for his elbow. Okay, that's a good excuse. Is that really what you're going to go with? That's up to him. If that's what he wants to do, and if he wants to keep tarnishing the name of boxing, then carry on. But all I will say, if he's not going to show any remorse, then karma is a bitch. Guys, what are your thoughts on this possible matchup between Joyce and Jarrel Miller? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.